I've never. Good evening, YouTube. This is an extension of the wreck video. So we just recently wrecked this car at the LZ World Tour. It was Saturday night. The car had to be transported back to Texas, so it got back last night. It is now Tuesday. The car went to a frame shop, which didn't really work out, and went over to a fabrication place to try and get some stuff done. But Mark decided to bring it home. So it is Tuesday night, and we have to have this thing on track Saturday morning in Houston, which is about 6 hours away, which means the thing has to be done Friday. So we have Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, and it has to roll out Friday. So in this video, I'm going to show you the damage that was done to the car, and then we'll chat about what he's going to do to fix it, and that's it. That's Mark, by the way. Say hi, Mark.
Hello. Technically, Rudy offered to align this thing, so it kind of needs to be in Houston Thursday.
Good luck. Okay, so first let's go over the damage. So the damage went in this direction into the car, through the wall. I guess it first went in the back, but we'll talk about that in a second. Did a bunch of damage here. And then the back of the car got heavily damaged into the wall where this trunk used to fit, which means it's been moved over an inch, maybe 2 inches. And over here, identical thing. The car got hit on this side by Grant, pushing in this side of the car significantly. Pretty big impact here. The over fender is off right now, so it's kind of whatever to see. Broke the taillights and stuff. Not that they were super nice, but sucks to do that. This trunk lid is a complete mess now, and falling apart. And then you can see this structure right here. It kind of sucks. 1 second, let me hold this up. That's better. So you can see this got moved in, that got moved in. You can see all the bendy parts of all this. This got smashed down into the radiator and moved a significant amount. You can see how this should be like a straight line across here for the mounting of the back bumper. That's completely foobarred, and this is moved in maybe 4 inches or so. That's moved in like 4 or 5 inches. Bash bar has been destroyed. Bash bar is destroyed over there. If you look at the bash bar as well, the bash bar now angles up really badly. So the bash bar has been destroyed and the back of the car is all moved over. This is much worse than I remember looking at earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And then I assume these mounts are probably messed up in there. And basically the whole back of the car is no longer square. You can see from this angle, that should all be symmetrical with that radiator and is no longer symmetrical with that radiator. And it's all mashed across there. That's probably not too big of a priority. We can drive the car without all that being fixed. But eventually it does need to be fixed. And of course now nothing even comes remotely fitting anymore with all that, which is really depressing. I'm not quite sure where all the damage goes there, but you can see this angle right there. That should be a smooth piece right there. That is now kinked. Doesn't look like it kinked the roof or anything too much. Coming around here, we have, I'm not sure if this is new damage. I'm sure all this was already probably there, but you can see a crinkle there. Going around the other side, that wheel looks like it survived really well. Some of that damage might be new, I'm not sure. But that's not too big of a deal. Now, actually I kind of think that is new. So that's with the door closed. That's about as well as it fits around there. That door jam's getting pretty bad there. All right, moving along this side. No real damage on this side. The damage went into here. Okay, so over here, you're gonna have a bunch of damage going into the car this direction. Luckily, the engine is fine. We do have some leaking power steering fluid out of the rack now, which is a bit of a problem. This was a complete disaster, this frame rail. It was super crinkled all the way back there. They hooked it to a winch and a forklift because the frame rack guys that we drove 2 hours to go see didn't really want to mess with the car. So Mark had it over at Turn 5 Fabrication with Kevin Susi, and they pulled this out and they used a sledgehammer to hammer this frame rail as well as they could. The frame rail does not look good. It's kind of hard to see, but it is really wrinkly right here, if you can see that wrinkle. Very wrinkled. Tension rod bracket is not supposed to be pointed that way. The tension rod bracket's obviously supposed to be up here. Both those tension rod brackets are totally toast. The frame stuff up here is totally toast. Tension rod brackets are totally toast. The mounting position for the tension rod bracket is pretty much toast there. The subframe here was torn, and you can see that it's pretty severely bent. So that subframe is toast. Maybe the steering rack. This Techno Toy arm looks pretty good, but we're gonna put the WiseFab on anyways. End link was toast. This tie rod is bent, but not terribly bent, but we're not Brandon Wicknick, so we're gonna throw it out. That guy's kind of shot anyways. The coilover broke at the top. I'm not sure if that's repairable or what's going on, but since we work with BC Racing, there's no point in dealing with that, so we'll just probably throw that away and get a new one. You can see that it broke and has a top hat still attached. You've got a tension rod here. That took a bunch of damage, obviously, and just snapped. He's kind of useless now. Part of him is still attached there. That's junk. The knuckle, it's a pretty simple knuckle design in its cast. It looked like it's in good shape, but we're gonna change that out for WiseFab. The wheel and tire took a big hit. This wheel breaking like this probably helped out quite a bit and took a bunch of the impact, as well as the tire, of course. The tire's toast. The sidewall got ripped out there. The wheel is toast. That sucks. The body back here got smashed pretty badly, but we're just gonna kind of ignore that. And it ripped a bunch of the seam welds or whatever you wanna call, and the epoxy or whatever that sticks it all together. It's kind of just torn to pieces throughout here. You can see all that. That's fresh metal, so that's all torn. And probably that's the extent of what we can see right now. So basically all the suspension on this side, rack, subframe. Mark has to do a rack relocation with the WiseFab rack relocation for a subframe on the S14 that we have outside, and then rebuild the tube front. We're probably not going to put any headlights or bumper or any of that stuff on. Oh yeah, the hood got wrecked, this fender got wrecked, the front bumper got wrecked, headlight got wrecked, and then all the front end is cut off. So what's your plan, Mark?
To go home, go to sleep, and ignore everything.
Oh, are you actually doing that?
No.
Oh.
I don't have time for that. My plan is for tonight, I want to get the subframe swapped out. I don't have it modified yet, but I need to get it up in there and see if the frame's bent at the subframe or further back. See if like the subframe goes in without a problem. I want to try to put the power brace on and see, like, connect it to this one and see how far off it is over there. I need to finish getting it stripped down, apparently. Like, both sides need to come off. That's pretty much it for tonight.
Do you have hands on the power brace right here? Is it
It's in
easily
the trailer.
acceptable? Oh.
It's right
easily? Grab it real quick. Let's go see some of the other parts too. So that's what the power brace looks like, which is really nice. It's a Nismo part, but because it's all connected and stuff, if he has any attachment points that are closer, can measure anything, it's going to be really nice for lining everything up on the suspension, I think.
Yeah, I think that with this being made by Nismo, we know it's supposed to bolt right into a stock car without damage. So if I can get it to line up close to that, then we'll be good. And the WiseFab stuff is off of the other car, so it's already been aligned to a car. So that's kind of going to sit where it's supposed to sit. So I think between those and this, I can get that front end back together where it's like not wonky.
And this is my WiseFab off the other car that we've never actually driven on, even though it's really dirty. So that's going to go on there. Hopefully we have the right wheel offset and everything. And then the kit is just trashed throughout, but that's okay. Yeah, that body kit has served its time on that car.
I think only the driver's side front fender is fine.
That's funny.
The side skirts are both destroyed. The rear bumper obviously is. The front bumper is. And then both quarter panels, I think, are broken at some point.
Well, good thing we have extra 240SXs in here. What really sucks and is very surprising is we don't have any extra running caged cars for the comp this weekend. So I thought about putting this car back in service and we could finish that up just without paint, but I really want it to go out looking beautiful when it finally does. This thing isn't that far. It's just depressing from going. And then the car in the trailer was a shell, which I'm sure you probably remember if you watch this channel. All right, man. What a week. What a week. Look at the chunks of fiberglass still there. So funny. Dun, 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 dun. That's not supposed to do that. Luckily though, the engine's running, and other than some little teeny tiny things, you don't have to touch that, which is not how our life normally goes.
It's a change of pace.
Yeah.
For like the last couple months, but the engine's fine.
All right. Well, anyways. Oh, and I probably need to grab the GoPro from this weekend to get the last of the footage.
It's on your helmet.
I know. I wasn't really concerned with that at the end, but I think that wreck is on there, which is funny. You can see my neck snap back and then back down probably. Cool. This is such a good car and drives so well. I love this car.
So well.
Drove so well. It's going to drive even better with the WiseFab on there.
Maybe, or maybe the car's going to be too correct now and you won't know how to drive it.
No, it's going to be great.
Because it won't be so ghetto.
Yeah. What's crazy is that Formula D teams do this in like 15 minutes somehow.
It's because they already have a front end that's made for the car and they cut off all the bad parts.
All right. Well, Mark has a little bit over 48 hours to do all this. So it's a lot longer than normal FD teams. At least the steering wheel did not bend. That is good. I was a little worried that I always see videos of people like whacking into walls and the steering wheels getting wonked. And for the business side of things, real quick, round 2 of Lone Star Drift is coming up. There's the information right there, May 20th and 21st. Grant Anderson and I are going to have a rematch after the crash at this event on Sunday during the competition. Taylor Ray's coming out with his rad Corvette. It's going to be a very cool weekend, and we're going to have tons of our other drivers out there. I'm super excited to see everybody in person. I will see you there. And huge shout out to all of the sponsors. WhatMonstersDo.com. They have a new logo directly underneath their old one right there. You can go to their website, use EBISU for the discount code. BC Racing Custom Coilovers, always on my car, thank you so much. NK Wheels, Rip Royal, KBD Body Parts, Body Kits, KBD Body Kits, Velino Tires, Vapetasia, Heatwave, Visual, and Spec Clutches. Thank you so much to these sponsors. And thank you to the patrons that support us over on Patreon.